Stop living your life only on 67% of your fullest potential. You do not have to do that. That's the topic that we will be talking about today, how to maximize your potential, how to fully achieve your highest potential, your highest vibrations in life. But before we do that, guys, allow me to just introduce myself. My name is Joe. And if you are new here, you probably don't know this about me, but I actually talk a lot about spirituality and about the mental health aspect of achieving your goals. So the vibrations, the energy, the Kundalini energy, and a lot of the spirituality that goes behind the scenes, that goes basically being there fully mentally in order to being able to manifest your desired dreams and your desired reality. That's mainly what I talk about. From over next to me, my beautiful, gorgeous co-host, best bud, and everything in between, Mikey. I just have to call him, but Gustave, what's him? Come here. He's right over here. All right, Mikey. Maybe you are new here, so you don't know this, but actually it's my parents' dog and they renamed him to Gustav. So he doesn't listen to Mikey. That's why I had to switch up on him a little bit. Am I right? Am I right? Who is the goodest, cutest little boy? Actually, you might have seen my previous video about how Mikey is a bad boy and how he's naughty. And even though that obviously on YouTube this appears a little bit later, I usually have some pre-recorded videos, but I'm actually filming these in the same day. We just moved along a little bit. We are in a different part of forest, but it's the same day, so he's still a naughty boy. He's still a bad boy. Yeah, just a few miles away from the spot that we were filming the first one. But anyway, it's not what I was trying to talk to you about today. But you might be actually able to remember it from my vlogs. But you might remember this spot, this beautiful, gorgeous little spot. If you actually like the vlogs, you might be able to recognize this beautiful, gorgeous little spot. And who is it here? Who is here? I don't know if you can recognize it, but it's a beautiful, gorgeous little turtle. Beautiful, gorgeous little turtle. Am I right, Mikey? Am I right? Such a gorgeous little spot to film in. I mean, it's a little bit more of a snowy day. It's a little bit more of a cold day, but I actually prefer these days sometimes. It can't be too much, you know. Also, I am rocking several layers usually. I get cold quite early. Even during the fall, I'm already, during the autumn, I'm already fully, usually double layered. So I'm usually well prepared. Anyway, that's not what I was trying to talk to you about. You are distracting me. It's your fault. You guys keep distracting me. I'm just joking. So obviously myself, I'm distracting myself a little. I hope you are seeing me well because there is not much sunlight today. The sun is hidden behind just perpetual amount of clouds. It's snowy a bit, and so maybe I will have to adjust the exposure in the post-production so that you can even see me. But anyway, that's not what I was trying to talk about. What I was trying to tell you guys is that often what we don't realize is that the mental aspect of the game is almost more important than the physical aspect. And what I mean by that, if you are trying to achieve anything, even if it's in sport, even if it's in business, if you are trying to achieve your business, then sometimes it is not as much about what you do It's usually about how you overcome the struggles that are presented in front of you. Sometimes in business, these could be like delay payments, these could be like issues with clients, this could be issues with suppliers of the products that you are trying to sell. There are many, many issues that you can have. For example, the credit cards, they usually hold a certain amount of your payment if you are accepting credit cards and stuff like that. So there are many, many struggles if you are entrepreneur, or there are many, many struggles if you are athlete. Sometimes you might feel down, you might feel like you're not on top of your game. It's not working out. Even if I used to play professional sports when I was little, on a competitive level, as I was little. And so sometimes you might feel like you have a bad day. Sometimes you might feel like, you are not on the top of your game, as I told you. And even though you are trying your fullest, you feel like that you haven't reached your maximum potential. And this is where the mental game comes in. It's a lot of the times about the inner mental game that you have to win first. You first have to adjust your inner self. You first have to fully basically accomplish sort of a inner peace in order to be fully on top of your inner mental game. And then this will translate into wins, into achievements in real life, in the physical, in 3D. For example, if you are fully in your head well adjusted and fully in peace, dealing with clients and dealing with suppliers is basically constant struggle whenever you run any sort of business. And if you are able to basically achieve inner peace, you will be able to communicate more calmly, more well adjusted. You will be able to achieve your goals and overcome these struggles much more easily, because as any entrepreneur knows, it's complete stress 24/7 non-stop. There's something that is basically brewing, something usually always happens. It could be tiny little things, but it could completely throw you off. And so having a mental game fully, being fully there, being fully in your peace, is extremely important. That's what I'm trying to teach you on this channel. The same goes, for example, we had the second example with professional sports. Especially, for example, tennis is famously known for being a very tough mental game. That is because there is literally nobody you can blame. Usually people try to avoid responsibility for bad outcomes in competitive sports by blaming referee. If you're playing, group sports, you can blame sometimes your teammates, or you can blame something else. But in sports, in solo sports, it definitely shows up the most, because there's nobody else to blame but yourself. And so the mental game is much harder. I would definitely recommend you, even if you're playing group sports, never to shift the blame. You should always consider to be responsible for as much as possible, mainly because you cannot influence the other. You cannot influence the other people that are playing with you or against you, and you cannot obviously influence the referee. But what you can focus on and what you can influence, what is the most important thing, is your mental aspect, and your obviously physical game, and your your condition. You need to be fit. You need to be well adjusted physically in order to achieve your goals as well. But what I'm mostly specifically talking about today is obviously the mental game, as you understood well from my videos. I focus on the mental aspect. And what you really need to do is basically try to take responsibility where you can. Guys, I actually had to cut the video over there in forest because we ran into another dog walker with another dog lady. And even though it was a female dog, then my Mikey was actually a little bit, well, he was it wasn't an ideal situation, so we had to leave. I had to put him on a leash and we had to walk away. We were kind of exchanging arguments in dog language. We were basically barking a lot at each other, even though he usually doesn't bark on female dogs. This time, because they were both on a leash, he was a bit more he had a lot to say. He was a bit more spicy with his barks, I guess. But anyway, so we had to leave. Basically, the best way to adjust your mental health and to adjust your inner peace is to first analyze your insecurities or the voices that are telling you that you are not good enough. Any form of doubts that you have in your head, you have to actually listen to them first. Then you have to go deeper, you have to go layer even deeper, you have to dig much more deeper. You have to recognize where this came from, what happened actually, and what created this inner voice, inner doubt, this insecurity. Usually we talk about scars on yourself, we talk about shadows. Those could be kind of a traumatic experiences in the past that might have resulted in you being self-doubting and self-criticizing a lot. So you have to analyze that. And then what I talked about enormously on this channel, you have to do what's called shadow work. You have to go into meditation. You have to try to forgive yourself, forgive the younger version of yourself. That is the most critical and important step that you cannot skip. Then there are other steps, like for example, forgiving God, forgiving the perpetrator. These two steps are optional. I do recommend them. I obviously did both of them, but these are optional, especially if it's a much more deeper, much more traumatic experiences. Then forgiving the perpetrator, it could be literally impossible. Could be just something you are unable to do. So that is why this step could be optional. And then forgiving God, obviously, if you are not religious, if you are atheist, you still will benefit hugely from all of these mental health tips and tricks, how to adjust yourself, how to be well adjusted, how to find inner peace. You will find that you will benefit from this enormously, even if you do not believe in God, even if you are a complete atheist. And but on the other hand, some of these steps, like forgiving God for manifesting these experiences into your reality, might be optional. You don't have to do them actually. And with that being said, guys, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that like button. It truly helps the algorithm. I'm very, very grateful for everybody who does so. Also, make sure to check out the video here. Make sure to check out the video there and everywhere. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.